Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Now, listen, I ain't here to tell you what to do, but I am here to remind you that every single day is a chance to level up. If you woke up this morning, you already got a blessing. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Now, I know women handle everything. Y'all running businesses, homes, relationships, kids, dreams, you name it, you're holding it together. But even the strongest ones need to refine their game daily. So today I got 10 things y'all need to improve every single day. And trust me, if you do, your life, your confidence, and your peace will go all the way up. Self-confidence. Let me tell you something. If you don't believe in you, nobody else will. Walk in the room like you belong there. Talk like you got something important to say. You are not an option. You are a priority. Boundaries. If you let people walk all over you, they will. Set your limits. Learn to say, no, that doesn't work for me. Protect your time, your energy, and your peace. Mindset. What you think about yourself is what you become. If you keep telling yourself, I can't do this, guess what? You won't. Switch it up. I got this. I was made for this. Start believing it. Finances. Ladies, I love y'all, but listen. Stop waiting on somebody else to save you. Learn how to budget, invest, and make your own money. A woman who controls her money controls her future. Health. You can't take care of everybody else if you ain't taking care of you. Drink your water, get your sleep, move your body. A strong woman needs a strong body. Communication. Speak up. Stop assuming people know what you need. Stop holding in what's bothering you. Say what you mean and mean what you say, but don't say it mean. Forgiveness. I know this one's tough, but listen. Forgiveness is for you, not them. Stop carrying pain that ain't even yours to hold anymore. Let it go and move on. Personal growth, every day you should be learning something. Read a book, take a class, listen to a podcast, whatever it is, keep growing, because a woman who stops learning is a woman who stops winning. Your circle, who you hang around, matters. If your friends ain't pushing you forward, they're holding you back. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, not drain you. Joy, listen to me. Don't just exist. Live, laugh, dance, do things that make your heart happy. Life ain't meant to be just work and stress. Find your joy and protect it like gold. Now, ladies, if you take just one of these things and start improving it every single day, your life will change. I promise you that. You deserve the best, but you got to become the best version of yourself to get it. So what's it going to be? Are you staying the same or are you leveling up? The choice is yours. Believing in yourself is the foundation of success. It's the key to unlocking your potential and achieving everything you've ever dreamed of. If you can't believe in yourself, no one else will. Confidence is not about being perfect or having it all figured out. It's about trusting your abilities, embracing your flaws, and knowing that you're enough as you are. Too many people struggle because they are waiting for external validation, for someone to tell them that they are capable, that they are worthy of success. But here's the truth. You don't need permission to succeed. You just need to believe in yourself first. Self-belief is about overcoming the inner voice that tells you that you can't do it. It's about silencing that critic who tells you that you aren't good enough, smart enough, or talented enough. That voice is a liar, and if you keep listening to it, it will keep you stuck, never moving forward, never growing. The key to unlocking your potential is to drown out that voice and replace it with your own. You have to trust yourself even when the road seems uncertain. You have to trust that you have what it takes even when things don't go as planned. Confidence isn't about having the perfect outcome every time. It's about knowing you'll figure it out along the way. When you believe in yourself, you stop making excuses. You stop saying, I can't, and you start saying, I will. You take responsibility for your life, your choices, and your future. It's about recognizing that your success is in your hands, not anyone else's. It's a mindset shift, a decision to stop waiting for someone else to give you permission or to validate your worth. You are already enough. You don't need anyone's approval to chase your dreams. The world will throw challenges your way, and there will be moments when you feel uncertain. That's natural, but it's in those moments of doubt that self-belief is tested. When you trust in your abilities, you approach challenges as opportunities, not obstacles. You see failure as a lesson, not a defeat. You understand that setbacks are part of the process. They don't define you. Your response to them does. If you fall, you get back up and you keep moving forward because you know you are capable. You know that you are worthy of success and that every setback is simply a stepping stone to greater things. One of the most important aspects of believing in yourself is recognizing your value. So many people, especially women, are conditioned to undervalue themselves. Society teaches women to be modest, to downplay their accomplishments, and to apologize for their successes. But let me tell you something. You don't have to apologize for being amazing. You don't have to shrink yourself to make others feel comfortable. Your value is not tied to anyone's opinion of you. It's intrinsic. It's about knowing who you are and what you bring to the table and not being afraid to own it. When you believe in your value, you stop settling for less than you deserve. You demand respect, and you don't let anyone diminish your worth. Confidence doesn't mean arrogance. It means knowing your worth and standing firm in it. Believing in yourself also means trusting that you have the power to create your own reality. The mind is a powerful thing, and what you believe about yourself directly impacts what you are able to accomplish. If you tell yourself that you can't do something, your actions will align with that belief. But when you tell yourself that you can, you open up the door to limitless possibilities. Confidence is not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about aligning your actions with those thoughts. It's about making choices that reflect the belief that you are capable of achieving your goals. When you truly believe in yourself, you start to take risks. You start to put yourself out there, even when it's uncomfortable. You understand that growth happens outside of your comfort zone. The power of self-belief also lies in your ability to bounce back from rejection and failure. Not everything you try will succeed, but that doesn't mean you aren't capable. Failure is simply a part of the journey. Every successful person has failed at something, but the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that the successful ones didn't let failure define them. They believed in themselves enough to get back up and keep going. They understood that failure is just a lesson in disguise, an opportunity to grow stronger, smarter, and more determined. When you believe in yourself, you also stop comparing yourself to others. We live in a world that constantly bombards us with images of other people's successes, and it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that we're not doing enough or that we're not good enough. But the truth is, your journey is unique. You're not competing with anyone else. You're competing with the version of yourself that you were yesterday. You should be focused on being the best version of yourself, not on measuring up to someone else's standards. When you truly believe in yourself, you celebrate the success of others because you know that there's enough room for everyone to win. Another important aspect of believing in yourself is trusting that you deserve success. Too often, we let our past mistakes, our insecurities, and our fears convince us that we aren't worthy of the things we desire. But let me tell you, you are worthy. You are deserving of all the good things that are meant for you. You don't have to be perfect to deserve success. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just have to believe that you are worthy of it, and when you do, you'll start to see opportunities and doors open up that you never thought possible. Believing in yourself is a choice you have to make every single day. It's not a one-time decision, and it's not something that just happens overnight. It's something you cultivate and nurture every day through your thoughts, your actions, and your mindset. It's a process. Some days it will feel easier than others. Some days you will feel on top of the world. But other days, doubt will creep in, and you'll feel like giving up. That's when you have to remember that self-belief is a practice. It's about pushing through those tough moments and trusting that no matter what, you've got this. Every time you push through, you get stronger. Every time you believe in yourself despite the odds, you get closer to your dreams. The key to your success lies within you, and the only thing standing in your way is whether or not you choose to believe it. Setting boundaries is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. It's not about being rude or selfish. It's about protecting your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. If you don't set boundaries, people will take advantage of you, and you'll end up drained, resentful, and wondering where all your energy went. And I'm not just talking about saying no to others. I'm talking about learning to say no to yourself, too. You've got to establish clear lines about what you're willing to tolerate, what you're willing to give, and what you're not. If you don't, you risk giving too much of yourself away to things that don't serve you, and that's how you get burned out. First of all, let's talk about why boundaries are important. The world today is full of distractions, demands, and people who want something from you. You've got work, family, friends, relationships, and countless other things pulling at your attention. And it's easy to say yes to everything, to try to please everyone, but the reality is you can't please everyone. You can't be everything to everybody. When you try, you end up compromising yourself, your values, and your well-being. Setting boundaries is not just a good idea, it's a necessity. Boundaries allow you to take control of your life, to protect what matters most, and to make sure you're spending your time and energy on things that align with your goals and values. One of the first things you need to understand about boundaries is that they are not selfish. I know some of you might think that saying no is selfish, especially when it comes to family or close friends. But the truth is, saying no is often the most loving thing you can do for both yourself and others. When you don't set boundaries, you're doing everyone a disservice because you're running on empty. You have nothing left to give. But when you set clear boundaries, you're showing up as your best self. You're able to give more to the people you care about because you're taking care of yourself first. Boundaries are about self-care. They're about making sure that you don't get lost in everyone else's needs, that you don't forget your own. Now, setting boundaries doesn't always come easy. Many women especially struggle with this. They've been conditioned to be caregivers, to put everyone else's needs ahead of their own. It's almost like there's this unspoken rule that women have to sacrifice themselves for others. But that's not the truth. You can't be the best wife, mother, friend, or colleague if you're constantly giving away pieces of yourself. The first step to setting boundaries is realizing that you are not responsible for other people's happiness, emotions, or actions. You can't control how others behave, and you shouldn't have to. Your role is to take care of yourself, to maintain your well-being, and to make sure that you're not losing yourself in the process. When you don't set boundaries, you end up doing things that you don't want to do, spending time on things that are important to you, and feeling resentful because you're always giving and never receiving. It's easy to slip into this cycle, to feel like you have to say yes to every request that comes your way. But the truth is, you don't. You have the right to say no, and you have the right to say it without feeling guilty. You're not obligated to say yes just because someone asks, and you certainly don't need to explain yourself every time you do. When you say no, you're simply taking care of your own needs, which is essential to living a healthy, balanced life. One of the toughest things about setting boundaries is the fear of rejection or conflict. Many people are afraid of upsetting others, so they say yes when they really mean no. But here's the thing. If someone truly respects you, they will understand and accept your boundaries. The people who are worth keeping in your life are the ones who will honor your limits. If someone tries to guilt you into saying yes or makes you feel bad for setting a boundary, that's a red flag. You don't need that kind of energy in your life. Setting boundaries isn't just about saying no to others. It's about saying yes to yourself, to your needs, and to your well-being. The next thing you need to realize is that boundaries aren't just about protecting your time. They're also about protecting your mental and emotional health. When you don't set boundaries, you allow other people's drama, stress, and negativity to invade your space. You absorb their emotions, their problems, and before you know it, you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. But when you establish healthy boundaries, you protect your mental peace. You don't let other people's issues dictate how you feel or how you spend your time. You protect your energy, your thoughts, and your emotions. You make sure that you're not constantly being pulled in different directions by other people's demands. Setting boundaries also means being clear about what you need. If you don't know what you need or what you're willing to accept, how can you expect others to know? You have to be clear with yourself first and then communicate that to others. When you set a boundary, you're essentially telling others what's acceptable and what's not. You're teaching people how to treat you, and that's powerful. When you communicate your boundaries effectively, you're showing others that you respect yourself, and they will learn to respect you too. It's also important to understand that boundaries are not set in stone. They can evolve as your life changes. What worked for you last year might not work for you this year, and that's okay. Boundaries are meant to be flexible. As you grow and change, your needs will change, and so will your boundaries. What's important is that you remain consistent in enforcing them. You can't change your boundaries every time someone asks something of you, but you can be honest with yourself about what you need at any given time. If something no longer serves you, it's okay to change it. Lastly, when you set boundaries, you set the tone for how you expect to be treated. You teach others how to respect your time, your energy, and your emotions. You show them that you value yourself enough to protect your peace. Boundaries are a reflection of your self-worth. When you make them a priority, you're telling the world that you matter. And when you show up for yourself, you're in a better position to show up for others in the most meaningful way possible. Personal growth is the key to unlocking your full potential and living a life that is fulfilling and meaningful. It's the process of becoming the best version of yourself, of constantly striving to improve, learn, and evolve. Too many people live their lives on autopilot, stuck in old habits, mindsets, and patterns that no longer serve them. Personal growth, however, is not just about achieving success or reaching specific milestones. It's about the journey of becoming the person you were always meant to be. It's about constantly evolving, growing, and learning from your experiences. The first step to personal growth is a commitment to change. You have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and challenge yourself. Comfort is the enemy of growth. It's easy to stay stuck in familiar patterns, to keep doing what you've always done because it feels safe. But nothing ever changes in the comfort zone. If you want to grow, you have to be willing to take risks, make mistakes, and embrace uncertainty. This doesn't mean throwing caution to the wind or acting recklessly, but it does mean being open to new experiences, trying new things, and not being afraid of failure. Growth happens when you push yourself beyond your limits, when you dare to do what you once thought was impossible. Another essential aspect of personal growth is learning. The more you learn, the more you grow. Education is not confined to the walls of a classroom or the pages of a textbook. Learning happens every day in every situation, through every challenge and interaction. Whether it's reading a book, listening to a podcast, attending a seminar, or having a conversation with someone who has a different perspective, learning is an ongoing process. The world is constantly changing, and if you're not growing with it, you're being left behind. Embracing a mindset of lifelong learning is crucial to personal growth. It means seeking out opportunities to learn, to expand your knowledge, and to keep improving yourself. When you stop learning, you stop growing. It's also important to understand that personal growth requires self-reflection. You have to take the time to look inward and evaluate who you are, where you've been, and where you're going. Self-reflection allows you to identify areas of your life that need improvement and to gain clarity about your goals, values, and priorities. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of daily life and forget to check in with yourself. But without self-reflection, you lose sight of what truly matters. Reflection helps you understand your strengths and weaknesses, your successes and failures, and gives you the tools to keep moving forward. The process of self-reflection also helps you develop self-awareness, which is essential for growth. When you understand your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, you're in a better position to make positive changes and decisions in your life. A critical component of personal growth is cultivating a positive mindset. Your mindset shapes how you perceive the world and how you respond to challenges. A positive mindset doesn't mean ignoring difficulties or pretending that everything is perfect, but it does mean focusing on solutions, maintaining hope, and staying optimistic about the future. You believe that you can overcome obstacles and that better things are ahead, you are more likely to take the actions necessary to make those things a reality. A positive mindset is contagious. It influences the people around you and creates an environment that fosters growth, success, and happiness. On the other hand, a negative mindset can hold you back, make you feel stuck, and cause you to miss out on opportunities. One of the most important aspects of personal growth is resilience. Life is not always easy, and things don't always go according to plan. There will be times when you face setbacks, disappointments, and failures. But how you respond to those challenges is what determines your ability to grow. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to learn from your mistakes, and to keep moving forward despite the difficulties. Life is full of ups and downs, and personal growth is about learning how to navigate those ups and downs with grace, strength, and perseverance. The more resilient you are, the more likely you are to continue growing and achieving your goals no matter what obstacles come your way. A crucial element of personal growth is self-compassion. Many people are their own worst critics, constantly beating themselves up for mistakes, failures, and shortcomings. But if you want to grow, you have to learn to be kind to yourself. Growth is not a linear process. It's messy, imperfect, and full of setbacks. When you show yourself compassion, you give yourself the space to make mistakes and learn from them without shame or guilt. Self-compassion allows you to move through challenges with a sense of understanding and patience, knowing that growth takes time and effort. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness, love, and respect that you would offer to a close friend. If you wouldn't speak to a friend the way you speak to yourself, then it's time to change the way you talk to yourself. Accountability is also a major factor in personal growth. It's easy to make excuses, to procrastinate, and to avoid taking responsibility for your actions. But if you want to grow, you have to hold yourself accountable. This means taking ownership of your decisions, your goals, and your actions. It means showing up for yourself even when it's difficult and following through on your commitments. Accountability is a powerful tool for growth because it forces you to take responsibility for the progress you make or don't make. When you're accountable to yourself, you create momentum, and that momentum propels you forward. You stop waiting for someone else to motivate you, and instead you become your own biggest supporter. Personal growth also requires you to embrace failure. Too many people are afraid of failure and they avoid it at all costs. But failure is a necessary part of the growth process. It teaches you valuable lessons, builds resilience, and helps you develop the skills you need to succeed. Every successful person has failed at some point. But what sets them apart is that they didn't let failure stop them. They learned from it, adjusted their approach, and kept going. When you embrace failure, you free yourself from the fear that holds you back. You stop seeing failure as something to be avoided and start seeing it as an opportunity to grow. Another crucial aspect of personal growth is setting clear goals. Without goals, you lack direction, focus, and purpose. Goals give you something to strive for and provide a roadmap for achieving your dreams. But it's not enough to just set goals. You have to take consistent action toward achieving them. Growth is not just about setting a vision. It's about taking the steps necessary to bring that vision to life. Whether your goals are big or small, the key is to break them down into actionable steps and stay focused on the process of growth. Personal growth is a continuous, lifelong journey. It's not something you achieve and then stop. It's something you keep working on every day, no matter where you are in life. It's about embracing the process of becoming, learning, evolving, and improving. If you commit to personal growth, you commit to becoming the best version of yourself and creating a life that is authentic, fulfilling, and truly your own.